YouTube, how you guys doing? Cerberus here. Today we are back for another Call of Duty video. Today people have been asking me how to get so many wins, where do you know where to drop, everything like that. So today we're going to be getting into how to do all this and that and win a Warzone game. So starting off, if you guys know how the zone works, that's going to be your best advantage. So I'm going to throw up on the screen here a picture of a random zone, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. So starting off here, as you guys can see on the screen here, you guys can see where the zone's coming in. Depending on the path of the plane, you guys want to land furthest away from that. So if it's starting and the plane's dropping right in between TV station and military, I normally will pick somewhere on the coast, like hills or prison. That gives you guys enough time to grab your loot, get geared up, and then run to the zone and get into a fight. I don't like to drop places that are really hot or right under the path of the plane, just because everyone's going to try and go there because it's the shortest distance from the plane to them, and then that's where they think they're going to get guns. And most of the time a lot of people end up dropping there, and you guys die really easy. So in this game here, the path of the plane was one of the furthest parts away from lumber, so I decided to get into lumber. Basically what you want to do is you want to pick this place top to bottom, okay? Try and find as much stuff as you can in the amount of time that you have before the zone moves in. Really use that zone to you guys' advantage. Depending on like how fast the zone's moving in or how bad it hurts, you can literally play the edge of each zone, so that way you guys don't have to move very far. Another tip that I like to give people is don't use cars, trucks, helicopters, or any of that unless it's really needed. Typically the zone moves in little by little to where you guys can run to the zone, but say you guys are prison and the zone's all the way over by military, then that would be acceptable for a helicopter or another sort of vehicle. In my past experience, these vehicles just make way too much noise. They're easily detected because they show up on the mini-map and everything like that as well. So I really don't try and use these things unless I really need to get to a zone fast and the zone's moving. Typically, I go with the SCAR right off the bat, and then the MP7, and then I really try and get enough ammo and weapons and all, or money and all that, to where I can buy my loadout drop right at the beginning. Another thing with this loadout drop is it does have red smoke in the air, so if anybody is near you, they're going to be coming for it because they know you're going to go for your weapon drop. You're not going to be looking. So I typically, most of the time, as you guys can see here, I'll throw out the loadout drop, and then I'll just wait around to see if an enemy is here. And then if he comes by and tries to get the loadout drop or get me, I have time to ready my weapon and kill him. But as you guys can see here, no one challenged here, so I grab my loadout drop, and now I move to the next area. Heartbeat sensors, that's another thing. People really give heartbeat sensors a bad name. I don't think they're actually that bad. I typically use one because if you're running up on a team and you don't know exactly where they're at, but you know they shot at you in that general area, I like to pull out, you know, my heartbeat sensor to see if anybody's around or how close they are to me. Another tip that I like to give everybody when they ask me how I get so many wins, I always play high ground. Alright, if you guys see any of my videos or see me playing when I stream on Twitch, I always have high ground. And that's the thing too, if you go downtown, you want to get into a building as fast as possible, you know, get the high ground as fast as possible, because then you can look down and see all the people running on the street. Same thing with a hill. If you guys sit on a hill, you guys can see everybody that's in that particular zone or that's moving up on that hill. You're going to be able to see it before they see you, and you have high ground to where if they get shot at, they can't really do anything except for try to run away, and you can get a kill right there. If they shoot you and get a drop on you when you still have high ground, all you got to do is back up just a little bit, and they still got to push you up the hill, so they're going to be slower pushing you up the hill. That gives you more time to play it up and heal up. As you guys can see on the mini-map here, I detect this guy. I don't know if he was on the building, but I ended up him being on the ground, so it gives me, you know, this guy can't shoot me. You know, like look at this. He can't really do anything. All I had to do was back up, played up a little bit, and look at that. I win this gunfight right here. So that's why I say play high ground if you guys can. Also, know your guys' challenges. You know, like if you see somebody on the hillside or something like that, don't go over there and just challenge right away. You know, you never know if he has friends or teammates on top of that hill with him. So you don't really know. So my advice to you guys, scope out the place, you know, make sure nobody's up there. Try and get a pick. If you guys do get a down, then you guys can push it, because it's 3-2 if you guys are playing with a full squad. So really try and push that. If you guys can kill him right off the bat, and then that makes it a 3v2 situation, most of the time you guys are going to end up getting that win right there. Also, don't push everything right away also, because if you see a team on the hillside to your right and you try and push that team, another team can come up right behind you. You guys are stuck in the middle of those two teams, and chances are you're not going to survive that gunfight between those two teams. So that's why I say try and challenge everything that you guys know you guys are going to win. If you guys see a team on the hillside, be like, okay, well, we could snipe at these guys from a distance and then see if somebody else is going to come up behind us. That's the best advice I can give anybody when playing. Also, when it comes to zone moving in, try and play the edges of the zones. Sit close enough to it to where you guys can still run away from it, but then like don't sit too far away where you guys try and go to the next zone right away, because chances are a team is going to be in there, or a couple teams are going to be in there waiting for teams to push into the new zone. So they already have set up, they already have high ground if they do have high ground, or they're already set up in a building waiting for multiple teams to come back into the new zone. And then chances are they're just going to go ahead and pick people off as they come by. As you guys can see here, I was playing zone. This zone's about to move in. We got 25 seconds left. There is a guy right under me. I do believe I end up getting this kill later on in the clip here. I did manage to put a couple shots in them before the zone managed to move in. And then I parachuted, you know, to the other side and waited for him to come in. That's what I'm saying by if you play the edge of the zone far enough away but still close enough, you can be able to pick people off that are literally sitting there trying to run from the zone last minute. As you guys can see here, this guy is panicking trying to move into the zone, and I could not get my shot lined up here, so I moved over to the other side of the building to see if chances are he'd move around and try and get into the building where I was at, and he did. And so you can see I tried to line up a shot here on the building, tagged him, the zone moved in, jump off the building, parachute, and still trying to maintain that high ground. As you guys can see here, he goes into the canyon, and then I go up on top of the hill, so I already have high ground on him. All I have to do is wait for him to come to me. That's all I had to do, and look, he did. He came right to me, and I got a shot. Another tip I like to give everybody when it comes to playing Warzone is definitely like play kill streaks. Get as many kill streaks as you guys can, and then also get the self-revive. Self-revive is amazing when it comes to your team being spread apart. Say you're sitting in one building, and then the building across, you're sitting in another, and then so on and so forth. If you go down, chances are your teammate's not going to be able to get to you. So you're going to want to self-revive whenever you guys can. Because if your teammate ran over to that building, they already know you're going to be in that building. So chances are if your teammate moved over there, they're going to see your teammate moving forward, and then they're going to get a kill on your teammate as well. So that's another reason why I say use self-revive whenever it comes to it. Also, if you guys didn't know, self-revive, if you hold the self-revive until it's almost about to fill up and then let your teammate pick you up, it shortens the distance that it takes, or it shortens the time that it takes to have your teammate pick you up. So basically, they'll pick you up right where that self-revive left off. And then another thing, know your bullet drop, know your wind, everything like that. If you don't feel like you can hit a target from 200 plus meters away, don't challenge that target, because chances are they're always going to know where you're at when you fire. If you're using snipers, be careful not to just, you know, scope in with your sniper all the time, because there is a sniper glare on the lens of the gun or the scope. So make sure that you guys are not using sniper scopes all the time. I do technically recommend like a 4x hybrid. That way you guys can get a 4x scope on there and see distance without actually having to use your sniper scope. Another tip that I like to give everybody is definitely, if two teams are fighting it out, don't sit there and run in there and try and kill them right away. Chances are the two teams will end up killing you in the process. I usually like to wait until a team has finished killing another team, and while they're either plating up or scavenging for their loot, then I like to go ahead and you know, pick off that other team, because then it gives you a chance, because they're not ready for another gunfight. because they're either plating up or looting the bodies. So chances are 9 times out of 10 you are going to be able to get that those set of kills and win that gunfight like this right here. Exact perfect point. That guy was looting, didn't know I was even around him and even there at all, and then he got away. Another thing too, for people that don't really know, lethals and tacticals are amazing. A lot of people like to use either stims or whatever they can find off the ground. I definitely highly recommend the heartbeat sensor, like I've told you guys in earlier in this video. But I also like to use C4. Why I like to use C4 is, see these cars, 9 times out of 10 people love to try and run people over the cars. And I don't know about you guys, but I've been ran over by everything in the book. I've been ran over by ATV. I've been ran over by both Jeeps in the game. I've been ran over by the 18-wheeler. And if you guys are me, it gets really, really annoying. So I like to just put on C4, because you just check a C4 out. If they try and run you over, blow it up. Chances are, if you have full plates, you're just gonna get downed. And then if you guys, like I said, if you guys have self revive, then you guys can just go ahead and self revive. If you don't have self revive, then chances are your teammate's gonna be able to pick you up. But throwing a C4 on a car or a vehicle in general will blow it up and down every single person in that vehicle, if not kill them if they don't have full plates. And then this is just another example of me playing zone to the best of my advantage. As you guys can see here, I let people really try and kill each other. Towards the end of this video, there was 2 people last alive, and I just let them play it out and try and challenge each other, with me sitting on the sideline waiting to get that last person to get that W, and it ended up happening. If you guys want to see any more tips and tricks on how to win in Warzone, or the best weapons in Warzone in every single individual class, please go ahead and let me know in the comments section below. I'm willing to help out as many people as I can. But other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Targets remain standing. Sort them out.